Welcome back. Happy Friday. So I'm going to go through what I call perfect plays and waiting for the perfect plays, because there are different ways to play our system, but I want to talk about the advantages of just waiting for absolutely perfect plays. Now, while I'm on live streams, I might play some things while we are inside the fiddle in the middle. Now, mind you, this chat here we're going to have today in this video, it's going to be for more advanced users. I'm not going to go and explain every single item. So you make sure you go through our training course if you don't know what some of the things are that I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about the fiddle zone here, for example. But if you get lost on this is an advanced level topic here. This is for the Friday folks. At the beginning of the week, we kind of focus on the beginners and mentorship Monday. On Fridays, I'm going through advanced topics. Today is going to be one of those. I'm talking about perfect plays. So right now, would we say that we're in a spot here for perfect plays? You should immediately be able to answer no. Why? Because we are literally on the flat line, right? The flat line, flat zone right there on the MACV histogram. And we're inside the fiddle zone and on the flat. So things like, can I avoid taking this enigma right here? Yes. I mean, normally this is an absolutely perfect number, 21.6. But if you have been perfecting your plays and you're like, I'm only going to take absolutely perfect plays, let's look at the advantage here. There have been plenty. Today has been an awesome day here for perfect play setups. But right here, what do I say? On the enigmas, if you are on the flat line, this is the only place that I might reverse those plays or skip on the enigma. This is actually happening in real time right now. Let's see if we're right about the reversal. It looks like we are. Remember, the target for that, be right back up here behind the enigma. Let's see if it ends up breaking that. We also have a J hook that has not completed prior, and there we go. Boom. Targets filled on the enigma reversal. But let's talk about the other perfect play setups that came in here today. We had this perfect play right here. Does this not look so juicy? That is a juicy play. What is this one? Well, we have a ready up here, so we know we already start with a super. So that's going to be the 89. Oh, the pretext. Sorry, I was looking for a particular name there on that. It has a name. I forget what it's called when you're putting something, it's a superset in front of the word. Anyhow, so we have the first component. We've got this super. We also have a PRZ cross. So here we have a super PRZ cross short right there. Beautiful dropout. Let's measure out how many ticks on a perfect PRZ super. That is a 42 tick dropout there for a perfect play. You can just wait for absolutely perfect plays there. Now, what do we have down here? We have a super bat to the upside on the bottom of a channel. That is a super perfect play. Just wait for those setups to come in and you can do plenty of damage. This up move, if you're holding to the opposing signal there, that is 52 ticks on a perfect play. Let's move over here to the left. Look at this one. The super, right? Why is it a super? Because we have the ready up, right? So we start with the super that's powered it up. And what's the play? 16.4 enigma, right back behind a shark. So you also have the combination, if you have watched the video on the shark tail. What is a shark tail? After the break of a shark, back behind, the next play behind a shark of an RTOFA event. What is an RTOFA? Real-time order flow analysis. Again, if you're getting lost on this, today is advanced level stuff. It is Friday. So we're talking about some of the things. I'm not going to go explain every single detail. You can go into our documentation section, though, if you are following along. And even the advanced level folks, you need to become more familiar with the DCDM documentation section. So I am going to mention that right here. Go to docs.algoboxpro.com. If you're watching this at a later time, this may not be available in the public because this will be moved in here in 2025 into the premium member only section with a login on our website, algoboxpro.com. But for now, docs.algoboxpro.com and full documentation on all of the components inside of our system. So head into here if you are lost on, hey, what's this thing he just said? What's the ready DD? What's he talking about? You can go look up every topic there inside of the full documentation section with graphics and all of the individual settings and all of that. So we have a super enigma long here. If we're holding to the opposing signal, that actually came out of, looks like a shark PRZ right there, 26 ticks for a nice perfect play holding to the opposing signal. Now, there's some nice ones in here. This one's just a pure cipher. Nothing. I would not take that. Why? Because it's by itself, right? I am a big fan of trade nothing alone. Now, we have these triple crosses right here. This is a 3 wise men. At the time, I'd have to look back to see if we had the red MACV. Let's see if we can tell what time that was. 11:15. Yes, so we're on the red side, right? And so we have, first of all, you could take this as a 3 wise men, but one of my favorites is actually a more pinpoint entry location scenario is called the SCR. If you don't know what that is, go back into our live streams. I've not done a full video on the SCR, but you guys have seen me do this a lot in the live streams. We do a lot of training in those in real-time markets, the split cross reversal. So it's not a double cross. If you go back and look at double cross, double moves, those are relatively close to each other within 10 or 15 bars of each other. But these will be kind of a very, you just have to get used to it. This is a split cross reversal right here. When you've got a nice set of leg in between them, you got one, then you got the second one. Split cross reversal is basically enter in the reverse direction on the second cross. The reason I like these is it's got a very small risk. The stop is at the top of the cross, and it's a big move like a boss, right? Easy one on the split cross reversal, or the 3 wise men for, let's look at the down move down to the cipher for the target, 28 ticks for the full move. You know, and again, of course, you don't have to hold for the whole 28 ticks. Up to you if you want to take target 1, target 2 with a runner. The runners go to the opposing signal. If you don't know what the opposing signal is, go back to our trainings and just basically look. If we are going short, we're looking for the next green signal. That is going to be your runner target. That's how we play the video game. Again, you don't have to. That's just how I do it. If you're following along how I execute on our system. Had a nice, beautiful Enigma follow through here up to the Enigma target. Boom, target's filled, and then we drop back off there after the butterfly up top. But let's go look at some of the perfect. I don't want to talk about the good plays like this. We're talking about let's find the absolutely perfect plays that are coming in here today. Let's say that you waited for those perfect plays, and how well can we do? This one is a super butterfly after a big move down. A lot of speed on that one. Big trap. System calls the trap with the super butterfly. Big moves up. Let's see if we hold to an opposing signal on a ready DD on the super butterfly all the way back here to the back of the, is that a shark? Looks like a, no, that's the Gartley. It's a shark. Yeah, I could see the S kind of peeking right through there. I've got it back behind, and you can pull those forward. Let's talk about that real quick. If you want to bring these forward, I just click on the setup here. So here I'm going to click on the harmonic, and then I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard and scroll the mouse. I'm sorry, it's Shift. Hold Shift, and now I can scroll. So I can see right now that you see this level. It says level 46 of 52. To scroll in pretty, you might have to zoom in on your chart there, but right where my mouse is, you'll see the levels, and I'm kind of floating it back and forth there. So if I want to put it back, it's currently at level 46. But if I wanted to bring it forward, I just scroll my mouse down, and now I can bring that all the way to the front, level 1. Now I can read everything there, but I'm going to put it back to 46 because that's just kind of how I like it. But you can do this and adjust this how you like. If you want the sharks back behind it or in front, you see how they can kind of behind and in front. These are like layers. If you are a graphics person, you know what we're talking about there. So level 46 of 53, but if you want to bring them forward to see stuff, you can change your clarity however you want. I just like mine set up like this. So if you've got this out of the box, you'll have my current settings. Okay, 194 tick up move on the perfect play right there. Let's see if we can find some other perfect plays. Well, there's a pretty obvious one right there. What is this one called? We got a shark back. Yes. Break the shark. What's the next play? RTOFA. Pushing it back down and through. Huge move for a perfect trap called a shark tail. Now, make sure you know the difference between a shark back and a shark tail. So Shark back is the traditional play entry right there with the line on the back of the shark. If you were going to play this as a shark back, sometimes you'll get stopped out immediately. Remember, look how small that stop is on a shark back play. I think this one might be 3 or 4 ticks here. I'm going to get the actual measurement using our measurement tool. I'm going to measure from the back to the top of that. Because this is a 4 range on the Dow, that little box is actually 5 ticks. So 5 ticks stop out there if you did shark back. But now the re-entry, if I'm going to increase trade size from trades 1 through 5, first one gets stopped out, lose 5 ticks. Then I'm entering in on the ready DD. Stop goes back behind the ready DD. And I've got a huge dropout down to the cipher for the follow through for the perfect play. That one, 153 ticks for the full hold on a runner. Beautiful. Let's see if we can find some more here. That's obviously, nice, but is there a perfect play setup in there? Not really. We have the ready DD here, but it's kind of out front. Would be a tricky one to play that. I would not play a crab by itself. On an up move like this, I would need to see the RTOFA event closer inside of the crap. So inside, I say crap. Yeah, it's kind of crap instead of a crab. Not a super crab there because the ready DD is too far away. So not everything is a perfect play setup, but let's keep talking about looking for the perfect plays if you're going to wait for the sweetness. Now, what's this one right here? We just talked about it moments ago. We have a split cross reversal. And now, how can you tell? Because some people have asked, well, how can you tell between a split cross reversal and a double cross double move? It has to do with the distance. This is one that you just have to kind of record in your eyeballs. I can just tell visually, this is a split cross reversal. The distance between the two crosses, got a nice straight leg in between them. This is a classic split cross reversal. You'll hear me refer to these in the live streams as SCR. Split cross reversal, boom, to the upside. Let's look at the measure. Now, we also had a cipher in there, which makes one of those crosses, this one down here, was a PRZ cross. So measuring, if we're labeling the entire thing, we have a PRZ cross. And if you have watched our standard training videos, even in the basic 2-week free trial member area, you know what the PRZ cross is. The SCR is advanced plus the SCR. Now, we love stacking things in our favor. Why I say perfect plays here, we've got the PRZ cross plus the split cross reversal there for the up move. Now, the up move there is 112 ticks, but we did not get a signal here, right? There's no, well, you couldn't really determine that that was the end of that move. That is true. This one is trickier there. So you get target 1, target 2, and this probably comes back, and yeah, that basically stops you out at point of entry for your runner. Let me make sure you understand that. Okay, it looks like a perfect play setup. You get your target 1, target 2. You're holding your runner, but what happens to your runner here? Your runner comes back to your point of entry. I mean, by a tick. It just kind of depends. If you if you're like me and you put it right in front of your entry point,
upper bands touch.
Yeah, you end up stopping there. Basically, the runner gives you nothing. Even though it was a full 112 ticks, would have been nice to have gotten a signal up there. We did not get one on this one. So your runner doesn't really get you anything out of that up move, but hopefully you are learning how to read our signals. Now, there is a nice juicy blue Enigma here. I think this was yesterday though, correct? Yeah, we've kind of gone into the prior day now. So let's go over here. I also saw some really cool play setups, and I took a few off of NQ today as well. Has been a very nice day on NQ. Let's move this over 1 second. Okay, so I pulled over NQ, and let's talk about the after news event here. Right here at 10:10, we get a perfect 24.6 Enigma. Now, mind you, take a note, I'm on the 3s here. One of my favorite charts to play on NASDAQ. Now, on the Dow and the RTY, the slower markets, I will play off of the 1s, but on NASDAQ, you know how she is. She's a little bit crazy. Now, I like to have a 1s chart. If I'm exclusively playing the NQ in the afternoon, I'm going to be on the 1s because oftentimes NQ slows down a little bit in the afternoon. Now, if it speeds up, I'm going back to my 3s. I will always have my trusty 3s on NQ. Another advanced thing, I'm going to be doing the threes. I always have an NQ threes in my eyesight. Very cool play setups come in on the threes. Absolutely love it. One of my favorites is the Super AO on the threes. Okay, if you want to know one of my favorite plays, NQ threes.
Divergence down EM on the 8th.
Super AO. All right. Almost every single time you give me one of these, brew me a cup of coffee, I'm going to be smashing that sucker. All right. It's almost every single time I'm going to be taking the Super AO. Okay. Super AO on NQ3s. This is what I'm looking for. I'll just tell you, just generally, I'm looking for this. Okay. If I get one of these, and oftentimes this will signal a reversal from the entire nerd. You'll see the other instruments kind of pivoting when you see one of these plays coming in on NQ3s. Now obviously nothing is 100%, but I absolutely love these. It's got a good R ratio as well on those, so we'll see if we find any of those. So I'm sitting here on the threes. Obviously the 24.6 is the big push down play here. The opposing signal there is a 12.6, so if you're holding for the first dropout, that is 123 ticks using our measuring tool there. Not bad for the first move off of the move after the news event. Now, speaking of news event, I'm going to do a separate video on this because we had a great day today to see when you are using our news indicator. This is the GUI for it. Sorry, move this over. Let me pull off the chat here for just a moment. And on the news GUI, if I move this up here to the left and kind of shrink it up here, you'll see the news items here. But we also have, if you have one of the options here that says verticals right here, show vertical news text, if you have this setting turned on, this is pretty neat to be able to see this on the chart where they landed and how they impacted the markets that day. Now, whether it's the news or it's just the excuse for the technicals to play in, I'm more of a philosophy that the news is just an excuse for them to fill out and finish the technical moves. That's the way that I look at things, so I still just focus on the technicals when they occur. But let's look at these here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. I think you can see it's pretty obvious how cool that is. Yes, look at these verticals. So if you were to draw a yellow line across these, so I'm going to highlight this text. So these vertical texts literally say, you can read it, it says low impact news, and it tells what the name of the event is. It's all written in vertical text. Sometimes a little squish depending on how long it took to write it. Whole thing about writing text in vertical on NinjaTrader. But if you zoom in, you'll see it tells the entire name of the news event right there. So in vertical, look at the move. I'm going to hold shift here. And so this one, draw a line right here. So here's the left side, and look what we do. We're coming into the news event, and whoop, we whip ourselves back up to the top. Now, we come up here, we touch a Bollinger, touch Super Bowls, turns red, and what do we see? Low impact news. We're coming into it. Oh, they use the news for the excuse to push it back down. Are you seeing the pattern here? We come into the news, shift, come into the news, shift. Let's look at another one. Oh, here comes another one. Now, this one, oftentimes the news will be one of two things. Here's how I look at news events when the news comes. Double cross, double move. Now, it doesn't necessarily, I should probably take out the double cross component of that because it doesn't necessarily have the crosses, but the double move that comes out of the news. So if you have price coming up into an area like this, and then here we go, we have our news event. Let's go to, how about we make it red, because it's like, oh, it's a red star news event here. So if we have our news event coming into it, so we either get this really big pivot off of it, or in this case, what we're about to see here in just a moment, it will be the excuse for the market to do, and we get the double move. Now, the double move is the measuring distance between here and here, to here to here. And this is a classic DCDM. And of course, maybe change this to NDM instead. The news double move. So here we go. Here's this one. News event comes in right here. We're right into the middle zone here. We come into the rivers of life here and the big golden ropes. Uses that as an excuse for this news event to go, all right, I have double moved. Where's the double move? Let's draw it out. Yellow. Come from here. Touch the news. Here's the news. And then get that measurement. The up move here is about double, right? So that stick, double it up. There's your double cross, double move for the pivot reverse. And then here it is, another news event to shove this thing right back down. Becomes a pivot. So I like to use a news indicator to kind of see that as well. Higher time frame type of big place event, but really I'm still just looking for a high time frame event to coincide with a low time frame risk, because I don't want the high time frame risk. I don't want to sit there and hold a play for, you know, a 50 or 100 tick MAE. I don't want the max adverse excursion to come against me that far. I want low time frame risk, high time frame opportunity. Okay. Again, if you are getting lost on that chat, go through our trainings and you'll kind of know more about what I'm talking about there. So the first move, 123 ticks. The full move here, all the way out to the next Enigma. If you're playing on full auto Enigmas there, that's 285 ticks to the next green one. This is a super Enigma, comes in right here. Now, whether this came into the flat zone, let's see, with that big of a move, no, this is not going to land in the flat zone. So another beautiful super Enigma. So the super Enigma short, if you were to hold it to the 10.3, that's still 40 ticks. Think about that. Just from inside the Enigma to the 10, that's 40 ticks. All the way drop out from this Enigma to the next Enigma, 72 ticks. Beautiful stuff there after the news event. Now, what do we see here? It looks like a Titanic zone setting up to me. I'm going to be looking to take that long here, especially when they get close together. If you haven't been watching my live streams on this, again, go back and watch some of those. You'll see. And sure enough, look at that nice, beautiful move up out of a perfect play. Double ready ups sitting there. You've already got the Titanic zone. You should have drawn this in to go, okay, here's the Titanic zone. Now, what am I looking for? The trap behind it. Some people have missed this. I kind of the Nomad crew. I think you guys are picking up on it now, but we kind of talked about this. I hopped in there. Trap behind the
NQ on the 3.
Triple ready DD. So inside, we see the triple ready DD show up. We got the double ready DDs close together. Oftentimes, this is a reversal by itself. You'll see me take these on live streams. If I get a ready DD that shows this close together, I'm going to take it anyhow. I also have a structure. What's my structure? Structure is the crab. I have the multiple RTUFA events. I'm going to take that as a reversal anyhow, but we also have the advantage of knowing, well, we had these right in front of it as well. And there's a big, nice up move. If you exit on the butterfly, that's 70 ticks. The whole move itself was 120 ticks. So can you get your bag out of that? I think so. Let's move and look for, again, more perfect plays there. Super butterfly short. Make sure you are going with the MACV Ultimate most of the time. That will kind of help you with your filtered direction on those. And let's see if we end up calling... Actually, I wanted to show where we started going into the clustering. Yeah, we're starting to cluster right now. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult here. It is Friday afternoon. I would not want to necessarily be playing into this on a Friday. We have started to cluster. I did want to show, we had, I just got reminded by that beautiful pink. Yeah, this one right here. I saw this earlier today. Huge, beautiful. Look at this one. You'll see me, I'm always going to take a short on an 18 to 20 level. I will take a stab at it. Remember, again, they're not all 100%, but my stop on one of these here from, if I'm entering in on the center of the cross to the stop at the back of the cross here, it's a 13 tick risk. And oftentimes these will put out 20 ticks for target one. Pretty cool risk reward ratio there, 20. One of those that I want to reverse. Let's show one that didn't work though over here. I think we had an 18. Yeah, so this one, Nice straight up. Yes, I would have probably tried to take that short. I don't know that it would have gotten me my 20 ticks. Let's give a measure. It did. It got me just 21. So I want to point this out. I will still take a shot at that. And I'm looking for 20 ticks. Yes, it went down 21 ticks before we did the up move here. Wasn't a big move down, but usually they are. Usually it'll give you like 30, 40 ticks, but I'm usually trying to grab about a 20 bag out of that. Now, if you want to do target 1, target 2, if you want to do 10, 15, 20, you know, it's in there. So let's see. Do we have another pink one by itself? No, that was the only one. Now, these are starting to cluster. Hopefully, you guys have watched my AOC video that I put out last night. This is clustering, okay? Write it down in your brain. You see the clustering? Too close together. They're just, oh man, they're not calling highs and lows anymore. Like this is nice. I want to see this. Even this, if I see a triple going up to an area, no problem. But you start getting them to where they're kind of touching into each other and they look like they're, you know, little sets of flowers hanging out on your chart here. This is starting to tell you we got clustering going on, which means we've got a trend type of scenario coming on. So be careful of trying to reverse things that would normally work. All of a sudden, don't. You just get this grind, go in the direction of the grind. When in a grind, do not rewind. We've got a lot of phrases to remind you guys of how that stuff goes. Let me see where we're currently at. This actually looks like a good play to the long side right now. So this is a 3 wise men. I want to take this long here. Let me see if I'm not missing anything. I'm just now coming into it. We're inside the fiddle zone here. Let's watch here to see if I get this triple ready up to the long side. We are currently moderate buy. I want to see if it stays on that side. If we go strong buy, I can add to it. Or if I'm listening for the audio box, I need to listen for audio box to come in for me. I'm gonna go fours here. If we get a trap and a move, I don't hear audio box kicking yet. Okay, another cross, bottom of the channel. I'll go ahead and get long right here. My stop is underneath that white cross. See if we got him caught in a trap there. We got 10 ticks. There's 15. $16. I saw 17, 18. Did we get to 20? 15. I saw 18. Did not see 20 ticks. All right, I'll close it out there. See if I get a re-entry here in a moment. I want to hear audio box. Still have not heard audio box. I want to hear audio box come with me for a perfect trap.
Upper bands touch NQ on the...
Nope, and we broke through a diamond. Okay, so cancel out on that one. Didn't quite go. Oh, here's a ready DD. Let's see if we end up... I'm hearing audio cues pushing down. Got a nice straight leg. There's a double ready DD.
Double delta NQ on the 3.
And there's a triple. And there's my 40 ticks. I'll take it. 12K on the day on a triple ready DD. Gave me the warning shot. It kind of saw me play with the 3 wise men that gave me the, hey, we're getting people off sides. Great. We get the dip out. Pop them out. Triple ready DD for the long side shot there. I held it for about 40 ticks. That ended up going 77 ticks right there. Now I am up 12K on the day with a little shimmy shake. Didn't quite go. Close it out. Adding to my position. Well, not really add. Going at it again when I get a triple ready DD back behind it and a pop-up move. Again, the more you play the game, the better you get at it. You'll see these repetitively. Go practice these, folks. I'm telling you, today would be a really good day to download Market Replay. This is a hot, hot day. It is Friday, January 3rd. Lots of action and movement here today. Fairly easy day. I would call this a candy day, not a difficult day at all. It came after a clustering difficult day yesterday. Yesterday was a difficult day. If you had a hard time on Thursday, on January 2nd, I would also download that day. These 2 days back to back, you should be able to see the difference between a clustering day versus a non-clustered day where we had lots of trade opportunities there. But we are starting to cluster here this afternoon. So now be careful. Okay, we saw a lot of clustering here. We should be staying on the side of the MACV, which I still did. Even on this play, I stayed to the green side, right? I had already identified that we had clustering. Which direction was the grind? You can see we have been up and up and up and up. I'm not going to be looking for a reversal in a scenario like this. When the clusters start to show up, I'm going to go in the direction of the MACV Ultimate. Now, I've covered a lot of stuff here in this one. Wanted to keep it to about 20 minutes. We went 30. Thanks for hanging out. It's Friday. Be back on Monday for some of the easier stuff. We got the beginner stuff on Monday. Mentorship Monday, we'll be focusing on the new folks, kind of talking to you if you are brand new with us. Some of the advanced stuff that I just talked to you about today, if you got a little lost, come in on a Mentorship Monday. We'll walk through it a little bit more. Hopefully you have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you had a awesome Christmas with the family. Happy New Year. 2025 is here. Thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Launchpad, Mosswell, Curtis, G, and Eddie B. I am seeing all the big H-Town. See ya. And hang around for a minute, especially the new folks, because the art team is going to show you how it's done. Art team, take it away.
The old adage where, the individual investor doesn't have a chance because the institutional investor has better technology, better information, and, more money and better opportunity. I don't think it's real anymore. I think the edge is on the individual investor because they're small, they're nimble, they can trade, they can use, they have better front-end technology.
Don't waste your time. Leave the technical analysis to us. You just play the game.
FOREX is littered with crooks, black hat guys, all this kind of shifty characters and companies trying to extract money from your pocket and stick it into theirs. And one of the things that they do is operate these FOREX signals.
Delta vibrating. Long. Look for long. Harmonic pattern. Pick up. Down. On freeze. Into the wire. Order filled. Target filled. To the Audio Jungle.